Hi, this is Jake at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today I've got a small knife treat for you. This is in my series of keychain knives. At least that's what I'm calling them because that's how I use them. This is the Sanrenmu 6029, a tiny liner lock knife. So if you're interested in tiny knives at all, or if you like Sanrenmu, stick around. I think you'll enjoy this video. Let's begin with some size comparisons. So there we got the 6029. Here's the Sanrenmu 7010. And it looks quite large next to that, doesn't it? The Kershaw Cryo, the small one, the TI 555, or the T555 Ti. Or how about a Spyderco Tenacious? How's that look next to that thing? Or maybe even a Rat 1. Check out these knives. Yes, the Rat 1 is considered a larger EDC. A lot of people have the Rat 2. I don't have a Rat 2 in my possession at this time. But, you know, there you go. This is a tiny knife. The very common 7010 for anybody who has anything of a Sanrenmu collection. You probably have one of those. So let's take a good look at this. We've got a 8CR14 MOV blade. We've got a drop point here with a nice swedge, hollow grind, recurve, jimping, dual thumb studs, G10 scales in, they call this apricot. GearBest also has it in a light blue scale. And nice heavy liners. I believe it's an ABS or some other kind of plastic backspacer there. And, you know, the liner lock locks up very well for a brand new knife. It actually locks up exactly where I like new knives to lock up, or new liner locks, where the liner lock engages 100% and gives room to wear even further on. It's got a pocket clip of all things, not a super deep carry pocket clip. You've got about a quarter of the knife sticking out. Less than half an inch would be sticking out of your pocket. And this ring back here does not come with the knife. If you watch my video on the keychain EDC that I've done, I get these rings with you know, a bigger mechanism, a bigger ring that has holes in it where these keychain rings go on. Also from GearBest at a good price. And I use this system to clip on to my keychain quickly and easily with a small carabiner that's like not even an inch long. Just a nice little way of carrying them and being able to quickly take them on and off. On my keychain, I take this pocket clip off. It just gets in the way and catches on things, and I don't use it. So once this review is over, I'll be taking this pocket clip off, and the clip will go into storage. So let's take a look at some more of these details. There you've got Sanrenmu's logo on the blade. And it's a satin blade. The blade is all of 2 1/16 of an inch long. That's the cutting edge. That is 5.1 centimeters. The knife, when it's closed, is about 7.5 centimeters long. That's very close to exactly 3 inches. And when it's open, it's about 5 1/8 inches long, which, oh, don't poke your finger, Jake, which is right around 12.8 centimeters. We've got all Torx construction everywhere, so you can adjust the blade if you need to. Mine came with perfect blade centering. And this G10 has a good amount of grip to it. You know, it feels nice in the hand. They even cut out an extra little bit of material right there so that you'd have good access to the, let's Let's try to get this to focus. So you'd have good access to the thumb stud right there on either side. Of course, with the pocket clip in the way, it's a little bit trickier with the left hand, but it's done easily enough with the left hand. And like I said, that pocket clip will be coming out. So it's exactly the same on both sides. Well, not quite exactly the same. It's a little deeper on this side, so you can actuate the liner lock to, close the blade again. That little bit of jimping on the liner lock and this little bit of jimping on the back of the thumb ramp is the only jimping that you have there. And between the two of them, the liner lock rubbing right there on your finger and on your thumb with this ramp there, it actually gives you quite good purchase with 3 fingers. I've got large size hands and my third finger just barely fits in behind there when I hold it. And if I put a lanyard on, my pinky could grab something too. If I leave it on my keychain, then I've got lots to grab onto back here, and it makes me have a lot of good control of the knife, except for the fact that my keychain is sometimes big and bulky, so I usually take the knife right off if I want to use it. You've got a large enough flat section right here that you could clamp it onto your sharpening system when you need to sharpen this blade, which won't be that terribly often, I suspect, because a tiny knife like this, you're not going to use it for major tasks. This will just be some light EDC tasks that you use this knife with. Well, how will it perform? Well, here we've got some paracord, and it just slides right through. That little recurve really helps the knife along. No problem at all cutting multiple layers. Let's try something that you can see a little bit better. Here's some of that inch-wide banding that I've used for some cut tests. So you can see that this blade did come a little less sharp than some of the larger knives from Sanrenmu. Like a 7010 here usually comes very sharp from Sanrenmu and slides through that stuff really easily. This knife, like most of the tiny knives, could use just a slight touch-up. The other thing is it doesn't cut as well because you don't have as great a leverage with it as well. So it's not just the sharpness of the blade that comes into play. It's actual, how much, purchase you have and how much control that you can get onto the edge exactly. Try something a little bit heavier. Here's some wire in a, rubbery plastic casing. It's a computer mouse cable, and we'll see if we can slide through this. That's no problem either. Like I've said in other videos, I'm really not terribly concerned how sharp a knife comes from the factory because I can sharpen it. If you're somebody who just doesn't know how to sharpen knives, then you're going to want the sharpest knife coming from the factory. This is a nice knife. I really like a small keychain style. This one fits that category. It suits. It weighs 1.1 ounces. That's as you see it here. If I take that pocket clip off, I'm sure it'll be just at 1 ounce even. 1.1 ounces is, in grams, 32 grams. Not bad at all. So what do you think of this knife? Do you want to get a little pocket knife like this? Or do you want to use it on your keychain? Or wouldn't you get it out at all? You can't be bothered. In any case, please click on like if you like this video. Not necessarily if you like the knife. If you like the video, please click on like. And share with somebody who you think might be in the market for a keychain knife and might be interested in this. And I'd really like to hear your comments in the comment section below. Thank you so much for subscribing. It means an awful lot to me. And always cut towards your chum and not your thumb. Bye now.